New York 2 is on the left, New York 1 is on the right, and they are the twin peaks of the New York mountains. So Roxana is heading up with the bicycle. I got mine. We're going to see how far we can get by bicycle and then walk from there. If you've got the right vehicle, you can drive a car up this, truck up this, but we sure don't. And even a bicycle's pretty tough for a lot of it. We're pushing, but it'll be a lot easier to come back. We can roll back down it. So we went pretty far yesterday with the bikes to check it out. It's not a very good bike, but I do get a kick out of the fact that it's a Mojave model and I ride it in Mojave. Yeah, Brady Essery, if you're watching, he's a YouTuber, does a lot of bicycle riding videos in the southeast. Oh, the southwest is a bit different. A lot of fun though. Technically the road ended where we started our hike. There's a sign there that says Keystone Canyon Trail, a large campsite, and then the wash cuts right through the road. A 4x4 can make it a little further, and then they can go up the quarry road on the left, which is just behind us now. But basically after that intersection you've entered wilderness and no vehicles allowed, so we've set our bicycles down and we're hiking from here. I've been wanting to do this hike since I read about it 5 years ago. Being from New York, I'm pretty excited to get up the New York mountains. It does look like we're getting some clouds, and it's mid-60s, so it's kind of perfect for hiking, even though I wouldn't mind it being a lot hotter. Well, here we go. Roxana, all right. Tell them what happened, Roxana.
We went the wrong way. We sort of saw the road, but it looked too flat to be the trail. So we went up the hill, and now we're going back.
Yeah. We got about 100 yards and figured out it did not look right at all. And then I looked at the GPS and it was totally wrong. Back on track. Very beautiful out here. Alright folks, since the road follows the wash and then there's all these side roads off of it, we just took another wrong turn, but started thinking it was going the wrong way. Thank God for the GPS because it showed me very clearly I was in the wrong place. Now we're back on the right track. Hopefully from here it's basically just one road and we should be okay. I don't think any kind of vehicle is making it past that. Maybe a tank. That is a big one. I guess a dirt bike could cruise up through there. But yeah, it just got rough. How you making out, Roxana?
Okay.
Yep. Slow and steady. It's quite rough and steep. It's getting to be much less of a road and much more of a trail at this point. And this road was actually built in around the 1910, 1920, somewhere back there. And at that time it must have been quite a bit smoother, but still you can imagine how steep it must have been. Pretty rough for early vehicles and mule carts and things. Just about to the end of the road and we're taking a break. And then we'll see how far up this mess we can get. Huck Outdoors, road trip vids, Wanderer of the Desert. I think you guys would really like to do at least this much of the hike, especially considering what's coming next. Made it to the old copper mine. We're going to see what's behind that. And after this, it really gets interesting. Wow, look at the way those piled rocks against this dirt road here. It just looks pretty amazing to me. No, I'm not going in there, especially since it's wet. Look at that. This is some old rail. It's kind of on its side, but that's a little rail track. Pretty amazing. So from here, we have to just crawl our way up. It smells strong like sulfur here from all the sulfur, I guess. It was a copper mine. This is probably where they had their stamps. With this kind of mining, ore mining, you take the rock out, you crush it in a stamp, and then treat the crushed ore to retrieve the mineral that you're looking for. I'm not sure what they use for copper. It's usually something nasty. I know for gold they use mercury and cyanide. So we're going to scurry up this wash as best we can and try and make it up to there. We're taking it slow and it's actually kind of fun. Sun just came out a little. Let's see if we can pick up the color of these rocks. There's a yellow one. Where's that blue one go? There it is. Get a nice view out. And up we go. Yeah, this is looking straight ahead to try to give you an idea of how steep that is. Well, Roxana was really unhappy about coming up that little bit of scree there. Mine tailings from yet another mine up here. Some people like to enter mines, but these are a good example of why you should stay out. You can see the collapsed rocks, and there is an overpowering amount of sulfur fumes coming out of here. You could easily die in there. And now it's about to really get rough, and she's going to stay here, and I'm going to see how far up this I can get. I was able to yell back and forth with Roxana for part of the way, but she toughed it out for 2.5 hours there without me, and I really appreciate that.
It was a little cold, but I had beautiful scenery, so I was fine.
You might be able to see some chunks of iron pyrite shining in this rock, and we'll take a look at the view out. The south end of the Castle Mountains, those are the Castle Peaks. And here's a picture of me just for fun. Whew, that was rough. But the top is not far behind me. Taking a quick breather. Well, that section was nuts. Oh gosh. Found a little piece of solid rock to sit on, and there's the ridge. There's a fair amount of information about the hike up the road, but once you pass the mines, there's very little information available. And even though I had read all of it, I'm going to point at the wrong thing and make a few mistakes. So here's a drawing on Google Earth of the approximate route. You know, everybody's heard don't look down. Well, for me it's don't look up. When I start looking up, I feel dizzy and nervous. I look down and think, okay, I came up that. Yeah, so be it. And looking across at that from my precarious perch with the wind, it makes me quite nervous. Okay, time to start focusing on the rocks and get up there. Crawling up that last scree field is kind of, you go whatever way you can go, but it's nice to know you're going the right way once in a while. One or two people do come up here every once in a while. And this is almost a trail at the very top here. Incredibly steep, but it is a trail. Well, I made it up here to the saddle with Carruthers Canyon, and boy, well, I had at first thought maybe this was New York 1, but I was way off. Should have known by the map. I still have to go all the way up there. That's New York 1. That's New York 2, which getting up that is extra complicated. I'm really not sure I can do it. I'm hoping I can at least get up to there. We're going to see how bad this is. I will at least get up that. And this is looking down into Carruthers Canyon on the other side. Let's see if we can get another view. There's some cairn there. Can't see much down into Carruthers Canyon yet. Well, at least I got this far. And while this does look really rough, it does look considerably more navigable than what I've been on. I'm gonna try and follow the cairns and see what I can do. I think you're supposed to kind of go like that. So we'll see how it goes. It's a pretty rough journey from over there over to here. There's some amount of little bits of trail. There are cairns. And the next one is like up there. We're going up that way. We'll see. It's taking a long time, so I don't know. Well, we'll see how it goes. Well, I'm way up there now. Hey, can you see the trail? It's basically just look for little cuts in the end of branches like that, and old footprints, which there are very few of. New York 1 is topping out right there, and for how incredibly long this is taking and everything, I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. I don't know about getting up to the actual peak of New York 2. Would probably be very difficult. I don't think I could do it, and not without help. Wouldn't want to do it alone. Well, there's New York 2. I guess there's even a register up there, but I don't know if you have to go around this. It's pretty complicated, and I mean, I know you're supposed to go up and like that. I can't even see how to get over to there. It's not super difficult, but just the amount of time it's gonna take me to figure it out is ridiculous. So, you know, I got what I came for. I'm gonna hang out at this little saddle. And we will go up to the top of New York 1 and take a look from there. Standing on New York 1, you can see that New York 2 is not very far away at all, and that if I could get up onto those rocks, it probably wouldn't be too hard to get to the top, but getting onto them from the bottom, it's just, you have to find the right spot to climb up, and I just didn't have the time. And really, I can't be taking chances when I'm out here by myself and Roxana's waiting down below. Alright, so we'll take a couple minutes to just look around at the view here, and then we'll head down. Quick notes while we pan around here. Rattlesnakes are potentially everywhere. You really got to keep an eye out on every bush and crevice you come across. The few footprints I thought I was seeing turned out to be almost all bighorn sheep footprints. You might see a few human footprints, but mostly bighorn sheep. I did see quite a bit of manure. And I saw at least one footprint that looked a heck of a lot like a mountain lion. And that made me pretty nervous being up here. So, yeah, probably best not to be alone. Other than that, I'd just say carry as little as possible after that last mine. You could probably leave stuff there, nobody's out here, because it's really steep and you're going to be doing some crawling and stuff, but it's not too terrible, and yeah, have fun out here. I definitely plan to come back with another person and try and get up New York too, maybe even try and get Roxana all the way up here. Not even sure what that is. It's the Ivanpah Solar Facility over there. Those mirrors heat up water in the tanks to make steam for electricity. From up here you can get a good idea of how washes work. Look at these washes, wow. Ah, SEMA dome. That big broad dome. You might be able to see the rain falling off of some of those clouds in the distance. 4th of July Canyon over here actually has a couple of private residences in it. There's good old tabletop, which is near the center of the preserve. And we'll get ready to head back down. Well, the clouds are moving in. I made it back down to this little saddle. And down the steep stuff we go. Oh boy. Not too awful on the way down, but oh, it's insane. At least this part, there is a little bit of a trail here. Yeah, so this is how crazy it is. So here's looking straight out, and that's what I have to go down. Yeah, I'm pretty much just sliding down on my butt. But Roxana is right there, and then from there it's relatively easy going, and we're on our way back. So that part's so slippery, we were just sliding down most of it, even though there is sort of a trail. Again, you can see all these multicolored rocks, and she's going to show you just how treacherous even this part is. This is how we're doing it. One step at a time. The other parts we had to literally crawl. What'd you think of all this, Roxana?
Terrifying but fun.
There you go. I was really not expecting to find a mine way up there. That road, wow, the land must have changed a lot for there to have ever been a road going up that. That was insane. I mean, you can see these rocks bulging out over here. How? Whew. Yeah, and we're back at this mine. Now it's just a simple road walk back.
Well, that was a fun hike. Thanks for coming with us, everyone.